Right, folk, welcome back to another video beer review. Today we have something a little bit different, something a bit odd. I thought it'd be an interesting concept, so let's go with it. I bought one of these the other day, the Guinness Creamer device. Well, I call it Creamer device. It's actually called Nitro Surge, but I love, I love Prime Mutton, the YouTube channel, and as he uses the terminology muttonistas and also creamer, that's a right creamer. I'm a big fan of the terminology. I just find it rather humorous. But yeah, I decided to buy one of these. I love drinking Guinness down the pub. On can or in can, it's never quite the same. So I thought get the beers at home that I have at Guinness, or to get the Guinness beers I have at home closer to that what you get in the pub. Maybe let's give this creamer device a go. Now, I own the original creamer device, the Ultra Beer, the original beer dildo. I don't think that's what they market it as or call it that. But this I've had for donkey's years, and it was supposed to you wandle it into your beer, and it has the same effect. It does send the beer nuts because it's ultrasound basically that it puts into the beer, and it generates tons of head and makes everything really creamy. So I should probably try this with the Guinness as well. I don't think I ever have, but I've tried it with many beers, and it sent many beers mental. Now I just put some new batteries in it, tested it using the probably the method they really wouldn't recommend doing is put it in your mouth and press the on button. But that's the way you definitely know it's working. It's the same way I was always told to test batteries by licking them. Must have been a thing that people were taught to do back in the day, because you definitely know the battery is working. Anyhow, today we've got a premium quality beer. We have Carlsberg Special Brew. I don't really want to waste any other beers doing this, so let's just do this one. I picked up a 4-pack because I don't mind it. Drink it every now and again. And of course I've got a Supers weekend coming at some point. So I need to have some supers in the house. So yeah. So pick this up. Well, a 4-pack for a tenner. Remember the days when you used to be able to buy a 4-pack for £6. Those days are very much gone. The one thing Guinness does say as well is to never use this with any other product aside from Nitro Surge cans. So let's use it immediately with a different product. I did actually try it with a can of Guinness the other day, but a normal can of Guinness, and I didn't notice any real difference. So let's see. Hopefully I'm using it correctly. It did say press that and then the thing comes on and then you can start pouring. So we'll wait for that to go off and then I'll press it again. And then we'll start pouring and see if we get a beautifully creamy Special Brew. Please go off, because I charged it up the other day and because it wasn't staying on for very long was the white light. £30 I paid for this from Waitrose. There we go, it's off. Good. So hopefully that's the time it expects me to pour this beer into a Heineken glass, which is probably the worst glass for it because the Heineken glass has a huge nucleation point. I've had this Heineken glass for, 2018 as a glass, and that's when I got it. Let's crack the old Special Brew open. Yes, the fine aromas of Special Brew. Put the jobby on, and it is directly over the hole, thereabouts, of the can. Press the on button and watch the chaos ensue. Oh dear, yeah, it definitely does it. It's like little pulses, isn't it? Just little pulses. Okay. Right, so it's pours it and then you get a little pulse here and there. So it doesn't work anything like what the tap would do, but sorry, I'm pouring it terribly. We'll have to stop there because otherwise we'll get too far up. But now I understand how it works. It wasn't doing this the other day when I was trying to do it because it must have been too low battery. But there we go. We got absolutely raging carbonation. It might be worth doing the second half in a non-nucleated glass. I'm just going to grab one. To hand, anything to hand. Oh wow, yeah, that's definitely the sort of glass you want to be drinking lager out of. One of these. I just fear that the nucleation mixing in with, I mean, Guinness glass is nucleated in the first place, I think, but the nucleation mixed with that kind of nitro creamy head on the top might not be the best thing. So let's press the magic button again and pour it out into a non-nucleated glass. The absolute dregs of the beer, basically. So it's an interesting little thing that it does. It just having that vibration coming in every now and again. There we go. I think this is a more true showcase of what you can do. Now, I love Carling Premier. You don't see it very often. I mean, I love it for the fact that it's a cream flow lager. I don't mind the taste of it. I wish that you could get more nitro lagers. There are plenty of better lagers out there on the market. If you were able to get a different nitro lager, lovely. But I know full well it would taste better. That smells marginally better. I know Special Brew never really smells that great, but it still smells marginally better. Look at the Heineken glass, it's still nuts. We'll have to dive into that in a second. But I think this is, well, you can see, really, really flat. Like, you know, mild carbonation and a much creamier head. I mean, that looks really creamy at the bottom, and then you got carbonation craziness going on as well. Might have to do this test again, you know. Yeah, we'll dive in. Cheers. Still Special Brew. It's still Special Brew. I don't think it makes it. Cookie pot be going now for a bit. I don't think it makes it considerably more creamy. It just gives you that head, really. I think this beer's got too much behind it. I'll put it that way. It's got too much oomph to it. Meaning that it's never going to be a wonderful thing when you put it through a ultrasound. Ultrasound, whatever you call it. Let's put it through the beer thing, the vintage jobby, so you can see exactly what it does. The OG beer dildo, which is just conked out on me. For fuck's sake. Oh no, there we go. It's back to life. Oh god, no, it does smell still like Special Brew. You eventually get used to that nose of Special Brew and you're kind of numb to it because you're onto your fourth can and you can't smell anything or do anything. It's made it fractionally more. I'd say that's made it way more creamier. I was going to say fractionally more creamy, but the beer dildo is stronger at making that like a cream flow. So when you nitrogenate a beer, which is not what this is doing, but when you nitrogenate a beer, you reduce the amount of flavour that you're actually going to be able to perceive within that beer, because the higher nitrogen content obviously then results in a kind of creamier beer, creamier mouthfeel, and yes, you ends up being much thicker, much creamier, but you're able to test a little bit less. So when you do get a Senna Guinness Original, which is the same ABV and everything, but it's just a carbonated format rather than a nitrogenated format, you taste a lot more of the Guinness, because it is basically just the same product. Let's see what it is like in a Heineken glass. I think, like I say, this was probably not the best glass to put it in, but it's what you would typically get a nitro lager in anyway. So, cheers. Definitely creamier, again, than having standard special brew. It doesn't, significantly improve the beer. Just makes it creamier, smoother. Yeah. It's definitely an interesting kind of style to do this with. Yeah, a special brew. I don't think special brew would ever work on nitro. But certainly an interesting thing to give a go. I'll hopefully be doing a few more products through the old Guinness jobber, and seeing how they go. It's not the best start, put it that way. I'm interested by the fact now I've got it working. I still think that this is better. The original beer dildo is definitely better. It's actually called, I think it's called That Beer Thing, or Ultra Beer it says, but I think it's called That Beer Thing or something. It's definitely better. I mean, do you want to see what happens to this? I showed you very briefly the little other one. What happens to this is pour it all the way in, turn it on. Oh yeah, that's the creamer button. Oh yeah, creamer button's been on for a while. Yeah, it's loving it. Creamer button has been on for a while and you can immediately see how that head kind of changed from being quite, up the top you can see real fluffy big bubbles and everything. And there it's got that nitro cream. This is a stupid idea. Cheers. Special brew, cream flow. Make it happen. See you on the next one. Cheers.